Welcome, Sagittarius, to your October 2020 tarot reading and forecast. It's great to see you. Great to see the subscribers back, incidentally. We have great fun here, don't we? With our readings, we certainly do. Look, if there's anything that's troubling you, or you have decisions to make, or you're worried about something and you want a personal consultation, just check out the information that's in the description box below. Now look, what I'm going to do is take 5 cards. 5 cards is all we're going to need, because it will give you a very good insight as to what is going to be happening to you for Sagittarius October 2020. Let's start with this. That is the 6 of Wands, followed by that, which is the Empress, followed by this, which is the Devil. And then let's see what there is. The King of Cups. Shall we take something from in here somewhere in the depths of the deck? And there is the Queen of Cups. So the King and the Queen of Cups. Okay, let's have a look at the cards together and I'll do your reading for you. All right, next month's reading will be published on the 7th of October at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. Now let's see what there is here for you, the highly attractive and talented Sagittarius. We'll deal with this. Looks like an angel here. Looks like the Archangel Michael. I'm just looking at this sigil that's painted on his forehead. The 6 of Wands. Well, the 6 of Wands is the Archangel Michael. His name means who is like God. He is a warrior that commands the armies of God. His fire and life force interact with things directly and with force, with vengeance and righteousness. Now his weapon here is the flaming spear, burning a trail through the dark forest, making a way forward. This dragon he destroys is darkness. He destroys it with direct force and illumination by going straight through it like a penetrating army. Now in this painting, Michael's wings resemble, well, I think, dark mountain peaks, and there are legions of angels flying around. Can you see them up here? Yeah, the legions of angels flying around there in the sky. Michael, of course, comes down to the earth, to the pits of hell, and slays demons and dragons. This card is to slay your dragons. The dragons are whatever opposes you or your situation. Spiritually, dragons are darkness and ignorance within ourselves. We illuminate this darkness with fire. This is also a marriage of these seemingly opposite elements, I think. Yeah, the angel and the dragon or demon, a being from heaven and a being from hell. But both are part of you. One is your higher self or genius, and one is your lower self, your subconscious. A marriage of heaven and hell, angelic and demonic. Your demons are part of you. They protect you. They have a purpose. You can remove them, kill them, suppress them, chain them, but that will be destroying a beautiful aspect of yourself. It is far better to cleave to them, to integrate them, appreciate them, and become a well-rounded, strong human being of dark and light than a shallow facsimile with a cracking facade, using all of your energy to hold back the tide of things you deem unworthy to be you. It is all you. Embrace it and integrate it. Marry it. Love it. Now, a really auspicious part of this card is that it is Jupiter, your ruling planet, ruling the second decan of Leo, the 3rd to the 12th of August. Now, Jupiter, as you know, is all about love, expansion, and philosophy. And this combines well with the creativity of Leo, and so you have success in achieving your goals. Leo is also ruled by the Sun. And this number 6, for me, has a mystical association with the Sun, and with a mystical association with what I might call Christ consciousness or Krishna consciousness. And so what we have here is great harmony and balance in the astrology of the card. And you'll find that Leo is going to give you confidence and creativity, while Jupiter will bestow upon you expansiveness, self-development, and development of projects around you. You're going to feel inspired to continue things. You'll have clarity. And you might get recognition from others, I think. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you might enjoy being in the limelight during this period. The Archangel Michael here is the Lord of Victory, and you will have victory over past troubles, although you will remember them. You will have defeated them, and you will become stronger as a result. All is well when this card appears. You will have high self-confidence, which comes about through Leo. So go forward and set new goals. Improve your learning and understanding. That's the Jupiter aspect. Do what you are planning to do, because this moment promises success for you. But ask yourself, what do you really want to achieve? Can you specify it? Do you have an action plan, step by step, each step being reasonable and achievable to take you to your goal? What does victory mean for you? Say this to yourself: I am now ready to enjoy success in my life. Every event in my life brings me closer to my final goal, and my victory brings benefits to all involved. Let's go horizontally opposite the Archangel and have a look at this card here, which is the Empress. Hello, my darling. Now, what do you have to tell my Sagittarian friend here? What do you have to tell, my darling? Well, there are two mother types in the first few major arcana. There's the High Priestess, that's not in this spread, who is cold and remote, the empty void or ocean. And then there is the Empress, who is warm, nurturing, and overflowing with diversity and abundance. Do you know that the third letter of the biblical Hebrew alphabet is Gimel, which means camel, and it is like a camel going across the desert that the Empress carries her child, first in her body and then out into the world through birth. The Empress isn't just the mother to a single child. She is a symbol of the mother of everything, the abundance and fertility of creation, and she carries all things across the void of creation and into the world of manifestation. She takes the child and carries it in her body, covering it with her flesh, and takes it across the threshold from spirit to matter. She carries it out of the dark forest and into the bright sun. She is the daughter of the mighty ones. Her element is earth, and the planetary association I have for her is Venus. Now, I think that this is a time when you are going to hear of a pregnancy, I would say. You're going to be in touch with the beauty in your life. Now, I think there's a very good chance that you'll be exploring your relationship with your mother. Actually, given the Archangel Michael is directly opposite her, I think you could well be exploring a relationship with a father as well, or with a maternal or paternal father figure. I think you may yourself be a mother or father to someone else, or be acting as a paternal or maternal figure for somebody else, giving them advice, giving them encouragement, listening to their problems, giving them counsel, because you're going to have a a very empathetic and caring personality. And I think that she reminds you that spirituality is expressed from the heart and not in the head. And she's about nurturing others and also yourself. This is a time, she says, when you will be making great steps towards fulfilling your potential. There could well be a successful business or opportunity coming up here. It's a profoundly fertile card here, so fertility is... Just be careful, because it's very fertile. So in your private life, just beware that fertility is there. It is a time when you'll be a natural parental figure to someone else. You'll be strongly service-oriented, I would say, and I don't think that anybody is going to be able to categorize you as being either intellectual or emotional. You will have strong leadership ability, decisive and well-thought-out actions. It's a particularly good card for women, this, and it tells the women you have what it takes, so go on and get on with it. Now, interestingly, you have also got this Queen of Cups, which is sitting just underneath the Empress. There is no coincidence in this, I suppose. Let's have a look. The Queen of Cups. Oh, my darling, aren't you a beautiful girl? Well, the Queen of Cups is the Holy Grail, the reservoir and container of all our subconscious and ancestral wisdom, the dark waters of the abyss, the box of Pandora, and down in her deepest, darkest place is hope, the pearl of wisdom, the ring, the sword, the symbol of your purpose in life, the reason you live. Here are these pearls here, as we can see them. Now, she's in a suit of cups. Well, emotions are clearly then an aspect of this card and obviously of the suit of cups, but they are just a skin of velvet covering the tiger with unremorseful fangs beneath. The pearls that you see are something that are built up over a long time, thin layer by thin layer, until they are something beautiful and precious. Water is so soft, and yin, you know yin and yang, yin is the feminine principle. Yet it is so powerful, it shapes the earth. It does so with slow consistency, collective action over long periods of time, one drip at a time, one wave at a time, moving one grain of sand at a time. It wears away rock, carves canyons, shapes mountains, and is the source of all life. Beneath her perfect surface lies Tiamat, the ancient Babylonian goddess of creation. Now, she is the Queen of Thrones of Waters, and she has, well, unsurprisingly, a lot of Cancer around her, but I also see Gemini around her as well. Now, generally the characteristics of this woman depend on the influences that affect her. She's very much at the disposal of every impact and impression. A woman who is, well, an observer, dreamy, tranquil, quite poetic, kind yet passive. And I think that what you might well have is some psychic awareness during this time. She can see herself in others and also see through others and reflect that back to them. She could well be a good spiritual leader. As I was just thinking that she's able to show her emotions openly, and again I'm getting this feeling of motherhood and fertility around her, but a great deal of emotional integrity. She's very intuitive and emotionally mature, able to get along well with other people and relate to her friends in a deep way, can be quite meditative and able to go within and be at one with herself. practical, I think, as you will be, and able to communicate your feelings and realizations. I think what she's saying is that there is a need for you to get in touch with your inner feelings and being able to express that to other people. Yeah, I think your intuitive and emotional development is coming along quite fine here. By showing your feelings openly, you become beautiful. There may be people who don't understand you. Well, don't concern yourself about it. There are enough others with whom you can share your feelings. Are you open to your emotions and feelings? Trust your feelings. Live in harmony with them. And say to yourself, my openness and vitality makes me beautiful, because it does. I've got to tell you this, though. I'm getting very much this energy around here which is saying that because she is kind of transparent to things that are going on around her, as your mother always told you, you are judged by the company you keep. And so you're going to be very affected by events and people around you during this period. So make sure that you surround yourself with positive people and cut away those people who don't have anything to do with making you and life good. Well, let's have a look at this devil. Hello, devil. Oh, you're an unusual depiction of the devil card, aren't you? Let me have a look at you. You're very interesting. Do you know, I am reminded that time is a factory where everyone slaves away, earning enough love to break their own chains. Now, in some respects, the devil is lies, illusions, bondage, addiction, opposition, and personal demons. But you know how to deal with your personal demons, don't you? Embrace them and make them a part of you and control them. But it's also humor in the face of opposition, an opportunity to do what is right, facing and defeating one's demons. The devil represents a great force propelling you forward towards a fate which can be either good or bad, and you have the decision as to what that is going to be. Now, this is the Lady of the Gates of Matter, and it is Saturn ruling Capricorn with Mars exalted. But here, Mars is often a problem planet. It's rambunctious and causes drama and aggravation. But Mars here is in its best form, the fiery material energy of creation. This card can represent a tunnel vision because the devil's vision is usually directed at some material goal. It can relate to a career, an ambition, or even just looking after your own best interests. And it implies that you can accomplish a lot if you are focused, because the devil isn't distracted by other things. The devil is very focused on the task at hand. Now, astrologically, I say it's Saturn ruling Capricorn with Mars exalted. But Capricorn, you see, is the sign of business, career, worldly success, and social standing. And Capricorns are usually hard workers and high achievers, aren't they? So there's a new vitality coming here with you. Humor, sensuality, sexuality, I've got to say, a lot of creative energy, but in particular individuality. Sometimes it can be like a blind impulse to go and do something. Something can be, I think people are going to find you quite irresistible during this period, and you'll have the ability to endure. Do you know, there's also a sort of an energy around here, I've got to say, that what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. So you can fill in whatever the necessary blanks are there. I'm sure you're able to do that. You might find that you go through things and then wake up the next day and go, oh, I've got a management problem now. You know, because apparently cocaine can be quite good until you really need cocaine, if you know what I mean. So check for any, no, I know it's not you, but I would just say this as a caveat to check for any addictions that could be stopping you from enjoying life to the full. I think that this is also saying to you that you need to accept that you do have an ambitious side, but see it for what it is without becoming a slave to it. You have a strong desire to compete, to improve, and to win, and keep a balance between the material side of life and your emotional and spiritual things. You know, I do really get this feeling of sexual attraction here, or a desire for a relationship, and the sexual attraction may be something which is pursued either in reality or in fantasy. At either which of those, it has good results for you. Now, that being as it may, let's have a look at the King of Cups and see what he's got to say to you today. Your Majesty, what have you to say? Well, the gods of the oceans are always incredibly powerful and mysterious. When all else fails, the ocean comes and wipes out whatever problem there is as if it never existed. Now, I think this is Poseidon, and the blue flowers are the blue lotus. They are intoxicating and speak of this king's precedence over sleep and altered states of the subconscious, the active subconscious. Where he is, there is no time like we know it. There is no reality or gravity like we know it. It is the home of your imagination, of dreams, of fictions, of mythology, of the moon. Now, usually it stays beneath the surface, but occasionally it rises up and wipes out whole civilizations. The King of Cups is mastery over your own subconscious. Your black horse, if you like, your animal nature and desires. Now this is incredibly difficult and powerful. If you can master this, you can rise above everything and see the face of God, or the most objective truth there is. That is the center of the universe. But as mere mortals, it is so difficult to control this horse that even the greatest of women and men can only do it for a short time before they crash to the ground. Even so, just a glimpse of eternity is enough to transform your soul completely and change you forever. Your awareness will never be the same. Now, as with all water cards, as we discussed with the Queen of Cups, his wife, this guy's wife, emotions may lie on the surface, sometimes confusing and unwanted, just like dreams, seeming gibberish at times, but they all have a meaning. The surface of the water is pushed up and down by what is going on in the depths. It is never meaningless. It is like laying the hand on someone's chest and feeling the heartbeat within. Emotions are the communication of the beating heart deep within the chest, and you feel them most when there is a problem or when they are working hard. Now, I get a lot of Pisces around here, and I also get a lot of Aquarius, so I think that they're liable to be important to you during this time. He is the Lord of waves and waters, the King of the hosts of the sea. Now, if it's somebody else, I think it is a man with commitment issues, someone who is amiable but passive, attracted to excitement, an unsustainable enthusiasm about things, I think, sensitive but shallow, really, but sort of shallow. I do think, though, it means for you that you will be reaching higher emotional planes. I've got to say, he tends, this is someone else, I think, that tends to mismanage his affairs, and without luck, his career can be an unbroken record of failure. And the mental civil wars which are going on in his head can lead to substance abuse, or even maybe indicative of a mental illness, like a mood disorder or something. But that having been said, I think what he is radiating up to me for you is that this is going to be a time of inner contentment and great happiness for you, and it's going to radiate outwards to those around you, either emotionally or spiritually. And what it's saying is that if you are uncertain about yourself or feel that you can't get what you want in love or relationships, if there's a period of self-doubt, then it's okay to get reassurance from others and let this reassurance from this energy come to you now that things are going to be okay. At best, this person here can be loving and generous, supportive and tender. He can be capable even of high spiritual achievement. But this is somebody who is not in your life for very long. This is someone who, and the gay and lesbian communities make the necessary adjustment, is not in your life, loves the opposite sex, and the opposite sex loves them. But a great card for you. Well done, Sagittarius. That's it for you this month. Well, I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I did providing it to you. It's my great pleasure to provide these monthly readings for you. So, of course, just please like and subscribe. It does actually help the channel, and it would help me be seen by a number of other people as well. You were fantastic during that reading. You did a really good job. Now, the only other thing that's left for me to say is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.